Hey everyone, Richie here. So it's been a while. It's been quite a while since I've posted any meaningful content to my YouTube channel. What do they say? It's been a moment. I always like that saying, it's been a moment. So it's been a moment of about a few years since I've posted anything meaningful to this channel. And I'm making this video to say that that's going to change. So this is kind of a test video. I'm saying a test video because I'm using a microphone that I don't normally use, and I'm using a camera that I don't normally use for this type of thing. And I just thought it would be good. The weather was beautiful. Come down here to my thinking area and just make a video. Get back into it, as they say. So I don't have my teleprompter with me. I'm horrible at memorizing scripts. I don't mind just talking into the camera, but I do have my notes with me to kind of keep me on track. So I started this channel a little over 10 years ago, just after I had started my photography business. And back then YouTube was a place for me to post videos that were mostly related to my photography, but some were just totally unrelatable. They're just like random things. And I made videos. I made like a Lightroom series, and I can't remember what version of Lightroom we were in back in 2014, 15, whatever it was. And I had made some travel videos about my trips to Thailand with my wife. And then there was drone videos and drone related stuff. And then I took on a hobby with the cinematic camera. I bought the Blackmagic Pocket 6K. And that was just a hobby, wasn't part of my photography business. I just had fun making videos, but the random videos, like, and I'll give you an example, like me making a video about my Crocs that had shrunk, like Crocs shoes. I had bought a pair of Crocs. I don't wear them all the time. I know people make fun of that, but I bought a pair of Crocs and I left them in the sun, and they shrunk, like ridiculously shrunk. And it's so ridiculous, like how could you not make a video about this? Put it on YouTube and it got like lots of views. Then another example would be me removing a rusty axle nut. My method of removing a rusty axle nut while working on my four-wheel drive truck, and that got a lot of views. So the Crocs video got like 80,000 views. The axle nut got 30,000 views, and there were other ones. I'm just using those two as examples. And what I basically learned, without looking at analytics and all that other stuff, I just learned that people like to go and look at normal videos. And yeah, I would get on my photography gear stuff, you get 1,000 views or something like that, and that's just basically the way it fell. So before my YouTube channel, I had a blog, and I liked writing about my adventures or misadventures with my photography. And then the YouTube thing came along. I started that, and that was more in a way of a vlog, but it wasn't exactly what I was writing on the blog. So I had the blog, and these were things I just did for fun. And then I had, my videos that I made for YouTube. So I guess the big question is, what happened? Well, what happened is I'm still here. The times have changed. YouTube has changed. I think everybody's noticed it. You've noticed it. You've noticed that, like, the algorithm is different. Just last night, I noticed a big shift. This is September of 2025, and I noticed a big shift in at least what I see come up in my feed on YouTube. And I've been looking at it and thinking about getting back into YouTube now for about 3 or 4 weeks. And I had made a list of all the stuff. And then I started watching to see like what the algorithm's doing. So anyway, things have changed. I started writing on my blog again. And then I also, like, from writing on the blog, that inspired me to like, well, why don't you start making YouTube videos again? So when I started this channel, I liked making simple videos. Even whether they were photography related, unrelated. I didn't want to promote things. I'm horrible at doing reviews. I just wanted to show the realistic side of being a photographer. if you go to my About page on my website, it actually starts off with, like, there are photographers and then there's me. And that's just the way I've always thought of myself, like I'm different than the average photographer in some way. So I liked making simple videos, like I say, the realistic side of being a photographer, and I liked making videos about gear that I bought and paid for with my own money. I never wanted to be an influencer, but I wanted to show how I used the gear and what was working and what wasn't working, despite what an influencer would tell you. Now, I don't dislike influencers. I just think that sometimes I would have something that totally worked totally differently than the way an influencer would show you. After all, that's what they are, is an influencer. They're influencing you to buy something. I remember making some videos about SSD drives, and I just had fun making the video, putting the information up. And I remember it getting a decent amount of views, and then in the comments section, some people saying, hey, this video really helped me understand, this information. Thank you so much. And that was good. So that it just inspires you to keep on going, I guess. So in moving forward, making videos, I anticipate always making videos about the photography, because I kind of still do it. And I say kind of where I did turn the business back a few notches, because I never wanted photography to be a full-time business, because then it would take the fun out of it. I still love the hobby and just everyday aspect of going out and shooting and doing projects for myself. So moving forward, I just anticipate putting that kind of stuff up on YouTube, but then also suggestions that I've gotten from just random people, friends, acquaintances, and some are just random people that I've met in random places, like waiting in line, sitting on a plane. Had a conversation with a guy on a plane about a year ago, and he gave me a few suggestions. And even he's like, this would be great to, you should put this on YouTube. So I think that's where I'd like to take the channel, but you kind of got to see what people are really interested in and see what's working and what's not working. So there'll be videos, I know for sure there'll be videos about my other side hustle, which isn't really a side hustle anymore. It is a business, and some people find it extremely interesting. To me, I find it as common as putting on a pair of shoes, because I've been doing it for 28 years. Won't say what it is. I'll make a video about it and you'll see. Some people, some viewers that have seen some of my videos know exactly what I'm talking about. And then there'll be videos, of my dog and my wife, or dogs, I should say, my wife. The dogs that were in my older videos are long gone now. They've passed on from this world. And we've got newer dogs, and they're just as crazy as the old dogs. So I guess all I could say is hit like, hit subscribe, come back, check out the channel as it reemerges and regrows again. Let's have fun with it.